SMT Nation, we back. Nation, you know why you're here. You know why you watch my content. And you know why you listen to my commentary. You're always gonna get straight shooting from the SMT, right? No passes, no fluff, no games, right? You're always gonna get authentic and my truest thoughts and commentary that I try to shroud into logic and reasoning, all right? And I've said this before about this topic, and I'm here to kind of confirm what I've said in the past. And now I think people are starting to understand the uphill battle that T-Mobile has been facing with respect to their 5G network. Well, it's been an incredible, first 3 or 4 years of that build. It is not perfect. There are road bumps, there are obstacles that they have faced in the past, currently are, and will in the future. And I'm here to tell you guys, it is not all, pink-colored shades for Team Magenta. All right, so this article highlights what I'm talking about here. I'll be sure to link it. It's from Dano Light Reading, the complex story behind T-Mobile's Spectrum struggles. Within this article, all of the things involving the T-Mobile 5G network are highlighted. And again, not to throw any aspersions at T-Mobile, they're just dealing with the hand that they were dealt with respect to the FCC, with respect to mergers and acquisitions. There are things that they were in control of, and there's things that they are not in control of. Regardless, it's all part of the equation. You currently have 2.5 gigahertz spectrum licenses from Spectrum Auction 108 sitting in limbo doing nothing because the FCC has been stripped of its spectrum authorization and authority. They can't do anything with it. It's illegal. So they can't assign it to T-Mobile. Congress did this. It's not T-Mobile's fault, right? But it's part of the hand that they were dealt when they acquired the Sprint assets and mortgaged their entire capacity future of their network on that band of N41. So it's all part of it. We saw a big issue back in the day when they were doing the 600 megahertz with the relocation from TB operations over to cellular. That was messy. There's interference with hospital gear, all those types of things. 800 megahertz is now a problem with Dish, right? T-Mobile wants to move on from it. I don't know if they want to use it or sell it, and Dish needs a time extension and all this. They got Dish involved, right? And that was on them, right? So there are things that they have done. There are things that they have not done to for all this to happen, but it's part of the equation. Right now, T-Mobile has 3.45 gigahertz spectrum that they won in the DoD auction, and they have C-band. They're not building any of it yet. I don't know. We haven't seen much in small cells. We haven't seen much in millimeter wave from them. So they're not acting in that spectrum either. And they're just starting to scale 10 gig circuits. So we're seeing some things that we like. They're clearly very busy. They're adding a ton of customers. They still grow. They've got home internet customers. These spectrum licenses, these network build, pieces of their program are really important to what they do. Now, there's something I want to focus on here within this article that's important to note. And then I'm going to kind of give you guys something that I think is also very important because it discusses the media that cover these stories and write them. Here is the visual of the estimated average spectrum holdings sub 6 gigahertz in the top 100 markets. Now, why do they structure as such with this diagram? Well, sub 6 gigahertz is that spectrum that can reach, right? We're talking about mid-band spectrum or low band spectrum that can cover pops, right? Millions of pops. You see, T-Mobile has a lot of spectrum, right? But that spectrum is fragmented or unbuilt in a lot of instances. The 2.5 gigahertz, they're waiting for some of that. Lease agreements, you got WCOs after it. You got all these churches and schools that are complicated within it. They got the conundrum with Dish. Meanwhile, Verizon and AT&T have no such issues. They've already moved beyond the C-band issues with the FAA. They've been building at a blistering pace. So the 5G lead that T-Mobile has been able to capitalize on is shrinking by the day, right? And they can't really do anything about it per se. Now, of course, most of the country, they're in good shape, but there are pockets across the country, sometimes county-wide, across hundreds of county in any given state, where they have these troubles, and their competition does not. So these issues are going to impact them in their operations of building out their network, and we're seeing it. But here's what I wanted to show you guys here. So look at this. The title of this article is The Complex Story Behind T-Mobile Spectrum Struggles. 1 year ago, folks, I'm not even joking, 13 months ago. How about this article from the same author? The Quiet Brilliance of T-Mobile's 5G Spectrum Strategy. Are you freaking kidding me? You gotta be kidding me. How much could change in 13 months? How was it once brilliant and now it's struggles? This is what I try to explain to you guys. This is why I'm always forthright, forthcoming, and I always give it to you guys raw and uncut, right? And I try to give you my objective commentary shrouded in logic and reasoning. The media tries to spin stories. The media tries to spin narratives. I ain't buying it. How do you change in 1 year? Knowing what you knew about the 2.5 gigahertz spectrum licenses tied up with churches and schools and WCO and holdings companies and the troubles with Dish that existed and the 600 megahertz in the past and all these other things, you gotta be kidding me. How do we go from this? A year ago it was this. This is why I tell you guys, listen to half of what they say, if that, and wait to see what they do, right? Don't listen to what the carriers say, watch what they do. The carriers will tell you how perfect everything is, and then you see stuff like this. You go from brilliant to struggles. If you're a real one and you watch this video all the way through, and you understand my position, hit me with your favorite hashtag. Shout out to the SMT Nation. I know why you guys watch my content, because this is how I give it to you. No fluffs, no passes, just calling out the bullshit. We'll see you on the next video. Peace.